Tuesday stream again, this time with the 5th faded one of Zorga. So let's begin. Here's the new starter, Disastrous Slurper. Surprised that it's not an evolution of his old ride line, but okay. Moving on to the grade 1 Waking Power, Abyss Fishing, which has the skill Auto when rolled upon by Split the Preordain, cost Soul Blast 1, look at top 10 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card and 1 normal order from among them, reveal them, put the normal order to your hand, and put the unit card to the drop. And of course, shuffle your deck. This is just really good because it helps you set up. It's just too bad it's restricted to riding the specific grade 2, which is going to be restricted to the Divine skill, in which we go to the grade 2 with Waking Power, Split the Preordain, which has the skill Auto when rolled upon by Zorga with the Divine skill, choose up to 1 normal order from your drop zone, put it back to your hand, and the second skill, which you will probably be using, count rearguard if you play an order this turn plus 5k. Like I said, too bad it's restricted to the Divine skill because it would be nice to run this new ride line with the old Zorga, and technically this grade 2 does the same thing as the original one, where the original one just does it on place. But it is up to personal preferences on what's worth the sacrifice. In which we go to Faded 1 of Taboo Zorga Nadir, which is the grade 3 with Waking Power and the skills. Count Vanguard. If you play a normal order this turn, choose a normal order with a different name from your bind zone and Alchemagic. Yes, you are Alchemagic with your bind zone. Not from the drop zone, from your bind zone. For better or worse, it's up to you, but the fact that it needs to be in the bind zone means that you need additional setup. But luckily, the second skill helps out with that, so it wouldn't even matter. Where Act Vanguard once per turn costs Energy Blast 2, bind a normal order from your drop zone. There you go. And then choose 2 cards from your drop zone, call them a rear guard, and they get plus 5 to power for every different name or normal order from your bind zone. And then at the end of the turn, retire those units. So basically, you get a temporary plus 2, which is not going to matter because you want them back in the drop zone anyway. And not only that, it sets up your Alchemagic. Kind of like original Zorga, but better, but costing a little more. But anyway, the third skill, which is the Divine skill, Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, cost Soul Blast 1, choose a column and stand all rear guards in that column. At the end of the turn, retire those units. Surprised that this is the Divine skill with an actual cost in it. But anyway, the Divine skill is just okay. It just basically gives you another attack. But considering that all the power you can get in Zorga, that might be a very high power attack. And also, once again, the Divine skill not being game breaking, which I'm happy about. But this skill can still be game changing, especially since restanding a column, giving you another attack, can actually change the outcome. But the interesting thing about this card is that you can now Alchemagic with the bind zone. And yes, that does require extra setup, but you got the second skill where you can Superior Call and bind a normal order from your drop zone. And you can use some of the old support to even bind more from your drop zone. And on top of that, you're gaining some extra power from the second skill itself, because this one also gives you 5k extra power for every different name from the bind zone. So just by using the second skill itself to Superior Call, you're already giving the units 5k each. And plus the existing order lineup, this is going to be pretty good, especially spoiler alert, we got more orders. And another thing I like is that you can still run Zorga Mask. I'm just saying. Although Zorga Mask cannot be running these order cards, which the first one is Fill the Sky, Old Brand of Corpses, which is a grade 3 normal order, and you play it if your Vanguard is Zorga with the Divine skill. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets this ability until the end of turn. Count Vanguard. All your rear guards placed from drop zone this turn gets a 5 key power. Once again, even more power gaining. On top of Zorga Nadir's skill, you get this one. Overall pretty good. I just wish it's not restricted to just the Divine skill Zorga. In which we go to Clutch of Grudge Toxin, which is a grade 3 normal order, and you play it if your Vanguard is a Divine Skills Zorga. Choose one of your Vanguards to get this ability until the end of turn. Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks a Vanguard, cost retire rearguard, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. And then this card gives us 10k power until the end of that battle. As you can tell from Zorga, Zorga himself doesn't really get power besides by using his Alchemagic. That's the key part about his power. So this card giving Zorga extra power is just pretty nice, and also gives you a retire option. But once again, I wish this wasn't restricted to the Zorga with Divine skill, because I would have loved this if this could be used with Mask as well. Finally, Abomination with Impending Karma, which is a grade 2 with Waking Power and skills. Auto, when placed on rearguard, cost Energy Blast 4, bind a normal order from your drop zone, and this card gets 5 key power for every normal order with different name from your bind zone. Yup, rearguards gain mass power. But anyway, second skill, Auto Drop Zone. At the beginning of your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard Zorga with Divine skill, and you Alchemagic this turn, you may call this to rearguard. If you call this card, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this card gets crit plus 1 to end turn. So it's a free caller every single turn, and it's also crit with some extra power on its own. What's not to love? Even though it's for Zorga with the Divine skill, still really strong. Although the funny thing is that you can still use the first skill because the first skill doesn't require you to have Zorga at all, or even one with a divine skill. So technically you can splash this into the old Zorga decks, but if you want the free superior call with crit with this every single turn, you have to have it with the divine skill, unfortunately. But overall, this is just really good for the deck. It's a free caller with extra pressure. And finally, we got the reveal of set 3, which is called Trans-Dimensional Jump. Sounds very Dimension Police-like. And if it does end up being Dimension Police, very fitting because this is set number 3, which is where Dimension Police was introduced with Dayusha. But anyway, you can tell that this is another break set. We got an evolution of Shoujo Doji and Archite in the cover, along with 4 new ride lines, which are Dragon Empire, Stokeia, Dark State, and Cater. And there's no lyrical in this set for some reason. I don't know why. And we're also missing a Brandgate ride line for this set. So seeing that name, I am actually kinda guessing we might get Dimension Police. But overall, I am quite excited, especially seeing a new Archite and Shoujo Doji, which we have not got support for so long, and glad to finally have an evolution of these. But seriously, I really hope the encounter evolutions of Platinum Azel, the Blood, and Glory Maelstrom are here, and add Venus Lugier on top of it. Please. So that's it for the reveal of the Faded One Taboo Zorga Nadir ride line. What do you guys think of it? And also, are you excited for set 3? Zorga Nadir, it's awesome. That's all I have to really say about it. I like the Alchemy Magic from the Bind Zone as well, which is basically an evolution aspect of Zorga, but it does require a little more setup, but luckily one of the skills kind of ready to set it up, so it's not like it's gonna really matter too much. But overall, I really like it, especially since I really love Zorga, focusing on the Alchemy Magic and the orders, and considering that I never got a chance to build Zorga, this might be my second chance to actually build a new Zorga deck. As for set 3, I'm just already excited seeing these new units, especially the cross-epic evolutions of Shoujo Doji and Archite. I just really hope encounters are in this set as well. And seeing the name of the set, I'm implying Dimension Police, but I'm really hoping the Ultimate Break evolutions of Asia Circuit is here along with Venus Lugier, because at least that will be 5 encounters for 5 nations. But seeing that there's a new ride line for Dragon Empire, Stokeia, Dark State, and Cater all occupied and not Brandgate, I really have low hopes for this set having it. But who knows, they can still surprise us. But anyway, that's it for this, and see you all next time.